everyone, welcome back to my channel. At this time, I want to share you about my trauma and my healing journey. So, without any further ado, let's get started. I personally uncomfortable to share about my trauma to everyone here because it is too personal for me, and I hope you understand that. But from the trauma, from the things that happened in my life at that time, I learned that I can't control anything, and I am not a perfect person. I don't even know about the future, and I also learned about that don't be naive. At the time after it happened, I found that I was anxious about my future. I was worried about my future, about my life, about everything. Physically, my body got sweaty and I can't sleep. And I was afraid to be alone. I tried to ask help from my friends, to distract my thoughts at the time. So I called her, and then she, in the middle of the calling, and when I was doing my things, I forgot. But inside, mentally, I was very, very exhausted. I can't even sleep at night. I was afraid of nighttime. I can't even sleep at 11 p.m. Always, when it is closer to midnight, I was worried. I was thinking about everything. And physically, I also found that it was difficult for me to breathe. I also had no appetite to eat the food. I tried my best to do something so I can distract my thoughts. I tried to go to the cinema, and I tried to go to the mall and do physical activity to kill my time. You know what? I found myself, I was afraid at the cinema. I don't know why. And I afraid of heights. Even went to the second floor of the mall, I was very afraid. I also afraid escalator and also the elevator. Every time I walk or use the elevator and escalator, I'm always nervous. I always worry about how if there is something happen, who will help me, kind of that. But from the inside of me, there is kind of sound that, yes, see, you are stronger than your worriness. I really listen to that sound from myself, and then every time I walk and or use the elevator or escalator, I always hold my hand like this and put it aside and keep saying to myself, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And I also feel like many things in my head, like overwhelmed, thinking about everything, even it is not related to my life. I was worried about that. I was overthought of those things. At the time, I asked help from my friend. I text him and asked him to pray for me, and then he actually offered to listen to my story, but I personally uncomfortable to share it. He suggested me to write it in a piece of paper or make some journal about everything that you were thinking about his stage slow. And then at that time, since that moment, I started to write my journal. You know what? This is my first journal, and until now I can't even brave to read it because I don't want to trigger myself to go back to the dark side, you know. So, but you know what? During my journaling moment, you know, sometimes I didn't want to write anything, but I tried to draw something to express my feeling. Sometimes we don't need to talk, we just need to express. How to express an emotion other than writing journal? You also can express it through drawing. People has their own way to express the emotion, and this is important. Every time you have feeling, you have to express it, especially when you are angry, because one day later it will be make sure you express it wisely. This is my drawing. At the time I can't sleep, but I just keep drawing to make myself tired, and then you know what, I can sleep. Every time I draw, if I show it to you, every time I draw, I feel like I found peace, you know. I can control my emotion, and it helps you to strengthen or develop your skills, you know. And I'm happy with this, you know. I never imagined that I can write it, I can draw this. I learn sketching, I learn abstract drawing, I learn doodling, I learn painting, and I love that. Even recycling, you know, and I enjoy that, and it helps me a lot. I also did yoga. I found that yoga is good for controlling our breath, balance, and mind. I am still doing it until now. I also get closer to nature, you know. Every time I travel to new place, I really put myself in there. I want to feel the what is it called, the nature, grounding, hug the trees, and lay down on the grass, enjoy the sunset, and go for a hike, trekking. I did that, and you know what, I'm so grateful for everything this far. This is my life journey. I found myself that, oh, maybe this trauma helps me to be more mature, and from this journey I love myself more, express myself more, and be real in everything.